And like I was saying, I'm a little bit informed on this. Not to the point where I know like everything is happening, but I'm aware that people for some reason do not like her and people are talking about her. So let's get on with it.
My fucking god, here we go again. Now, what is it this time? It's nothing gacha related. Surprisingly, this is Vtuber related. Now, we're talking about Sinder today. Now, if you don't already know,
Oh, that's
Sinder
what she
is
looks
a
like.
pretty fucking big VTuber, co-owner of Gamer Subs, which I'm still trying to get
Co-owner?
sponsored by, but god fucking damn it, they don't want me. But she is a big content creator, VTuber, obviously. She
And
is
he's
a
loud.
co-owner of Gamer Subs, and she looks like this.
Oh,
Pretty fucking hot.
yeah.
I know. Now, she's had a little drama recently, and little is a fucking understatement, because she is in, for the VTuber community, she is cooked, okay? She is cooked. Now, she tweeted out this: effective immediately. Redacted will no longer be managing or overseeing my VTuber activities. He no longer represents me as a creator, my brand, or intentions. I'm sorry, everyone. I will make a larger response when I'm able. Now, if you don't know who Redacted is, from my knowledge, don't take this as guaranteed, but from my knowledge, Redacted is their boyfriend, or so to say. Something like that. Or girlfriend. I don't fucking know. It's their love. What even happened?
Their love.
Analyst, a great artist, tweeted out, "Hello, I'm here to share something that has affected me personally and hurt others. This was very hard for me, but I feel it is necessary.
Necessary.
Please do not
Hold
send
up, hold
hate
up,
to
hold up. Hello, I'm here to share something that was affected me personally, hurt others. It was very hard for me, but it was unnecessary. Do not send hate to anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say. Terminating my work with Sinder. Introduction and notes. I wanted to share my experience with Sinder and red manipulation. So, alright, so this person, to be fair though, I can't judge yet. But I don't know. This must have it looks like something that must have been like boiling over some time now. It's something that's definitely did not escalate over a few days. Something is like over months for sure. Because it takes a long time for you to have like a whole Google document about someone and interactions with someone. It takes a long time to do that. I'm gonna give this guy a like. I'm gonna give this guy a like for him.
anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say, with a Google Doc attached. Now, this Google Doc is pretty fucking long.
Ooh, oh, that's long. Oh no.
Long with some damning evidence. Now, I'm personally not gonna read all of this because I have a great summary. Tectone tweeted out, "After 2 hours, 4 documents, and 2 posts, and a lot of reading, here are the major takeaways on the Cinder situation in each document posted. What we can conclude."
Whoa, alright. Practice Cinder's mouthpiece. Ooh, uh-oh. This is not looking good. Let me change the title of the stream to... Yeah, this is not looking good so far, I will admit.
Nano's document. Redacted
Wait,
is Cinder's
Hayden.
mouthpiece. Confirmed Cinder knew everything Redacted said.
Mm.
Red/Sin were attempting to monopolize an editor/artist against their desires. Guilt tripped and manipulated them into doing their work and no one else's. What Cinder's doing...
Oh, that's not good. So, okay, hold up. Something's not making sense here. Okay, so they're trying to guilt trip them and manipulate them into doing their work and no one else's? That's called a job. That's called a job, though. But, so is this a company, right? Is GamerSubs a company? Or something like that? I think I know what it is. It's like they sell like these like waifu cups and stuff like that. And like mouse pads and whatnot. And like I think they sell protein bottles and other like supplements and things like that. If that's the case, then don't they have to file paperwork? Like, if this is just like another designer, right, and or artist, unless they're like a freelancer and they didn't get a contract to them, then I can see how this makes sense. But we'll see. If this person is a freelancer, right, and that is not working for this company, they just got contracted. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, this artist worked off a commission, so not a dedicated employee. Okay, yeah. Go now, right? Alright, bye bye, dude. Alright, have a nice meal. If I'm not mistaken, the artist worked off a commission, so not a dedicated employee. Okay, so this person is not a dedicated employee. Alright. Then yeah, then I could see why they should not be forcing them to like do nobody else's work because they're a freelancer. I mean, and somebody told me that I had to design logos and like material for one company, and I was like freelancer. Unless they're paying good money, I'm not gonna do it because there are benefits to sticking with the same company, right? It turns more into a more consistent income, but it's just you don't have to. But they're getting guilt tripped, right, into doing this. This is already manipulation. So we'll see, because some people put their ego and honor above and morality above their money. So off of principle, they will, no matter how much they pay them, they don't like this at all. That's what it could be too.
Isn't fucked up to do to one's
After that, I
competition.
might grind.
However,
Alrighty.
doing it to their friend is a whole different story.
Oh, that changes everything. So to their friend. Well, here's the thing though with this. I get her point 100%, right? But at the end of the day, this is business. People, it, people like business people like this. They're this just see this as a business relationship, right? They're not really seeing you as quote unquote friend. If they see that doing a certain action will give them more profits and benefits, they're gonna do that other option. It's all about numbers. But we'll see because after the situation has gotten a lot of like views, so they might have shot themselves in the foot here with like ever since
Trying
like
to
this like
gaslight
spread like
analysts
fire.
using revisionist history. Rain's document. Cinder sexting another man while in a relationship.
Oh, that's not
Cinder
good.
trauma dumping to another person about
Oh,
how bad her relationship is to someone she is interested in.
oh,
NTR. Rain and Cinder are very scummy in this document.
oh,
Rain claims this wasn't meant to be a witch hunt, but
a
it
witch
very
hunt.
clearly was done with the proper timing to have this document gain the traction they wanted, and so it did. Is that wrong? Up to you to decide. Vam's post. Vam exposes Red being Cinder's boyfriend. Not really a big deal. Tons of
Oh,
VTubers hide the fact that they have SOs to farm more parasocials to get gifted and super chats. Tons of
oh, that's bad. Not this exactly because this is people being people, right? Some people don't like like having how people like they act fake like with a mask on, a lot of time out in public. And it's really hard to get like a real reaction or a real opinion from them because they're always, lying about themselves. That's what people end up doing also online, I feel like. And this is a result where people just, they want to have a fake identity online, a fake relationships online, and nothing to be tied with their everyday lives. So that's why I don't like judging this too much because I feel like I do the same thing too. I have to keep like everything unrelated to like personal difficulties. And it's mostly, I like to keep everything stress free too, so, and drama free. So, but the other what he said up top, and if I go back a little bit. Now, now cheating is crazy. But
boyfriend.
how did they
Not
find
really a
this
big
out
deal. Tons
though?
of VTubers hype the fact that they have SOs to farm more parasocials to get gifted and super chats. Tons of streamers do this. Not really a big deal for
Oh,
wanting to keep your private life private. However, if Cinder throws away her boyfriend to try to alleviate some negative PR, that is going to be a big yikes from me, dog. Bias
yeah.
document.
I feel bad for the boyfriend, dude. And if she does that, then she's a hardcore, like, what's the word? What do you call it nowadays? I guess you call it a boss bitch. I guess you can say like hardcore.
Dispels claims that Cinder and Red were making calling Bao an editor and an MV maker thief. Confirms how hurt she is by having her
Mm.
friend attempt to be overly competitive and ruin her image and her models and impacting her career negatively. Says that Cinder could make it to the top, but when she gets there, she will be alone.
Ooh. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not good. So Bioshock, she'll be alone. That hit. I know that hits hard to the soul.
Bao dispels claims that she locked up Sacred, her editor. Bao completely absolves herself from the wrongdoing. Great
Hmm.
doc. Spite's document. Spite insinuates that Cinder is and was copying her, not the other way around. Screenshots of
Oh.
these claims are pretty damning. Spite showing off her outfit in July 2022, Cinder then having a near identical outfit on September 14th, 2022.
Okay, but how similar is it though? If they're quote unquote friends, they're always like watching each other's streams, right? If if that's true, then there's a good chance they both get inspired by each other. So, hey, that's a cute outfit. I want to do something similar, for my stream. So that's why, like, I don't know. I have to see it. But as an artist point of view, yeah, it could also be just direct, like, definitely a few copyright violations. But it's just something you just have to see. I can't just read it and assume it's true.
Macromore TV's document, supporting some of Bao's claims to be true. Major takeaways. To be honest, things look absolutely horrible for Cinder. Yet
Yeah.
I will be waiting for her response just to do my due diligence. It has been alleged with a lot of damning screenshots as well as other corroborating the narrative that is being
Hmm.
pushed. Cinder is currently being alleged as overly competitive
Competitive
with
with
her
her
friends in
friends
the
in
VTubing
in
space,
space.
willing to undermine and backstab her friends to get ahead,
Mm-hmm.
gaslight and manipulate editors slash workers to get her way,
Mm.
cheating on significant other, a mob.
Okay, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. This looks this looks like a death sentence. It was like if it taken like any other context besides online, like if somebody was like doing this in real life, like and actually, stealing and doing other stuff, gaslighting people, and it wasn't like mostly like online, like this is bad. And nonetheless, I'm pretty sure this had to have ruined her image by a lot. Gaslighting and manipulating editors, backstabbing her friends to get ahead. But here's the thing though. How can you be friends with a person and not completely know from that they like do things? Because here's the thing, people like this often like talk a lot, right? But every now and then they'll crack and say something, and then you can piece that what they said together, and you can probably figure out that yeah, this person likes to backstab their friends, And then they talk about it later on. Like maybe accidentally their tongue slips or something. Like people like this are always thinking. But it also depends because she could not also not have like much empathy either, so we'll see, because this list is crazy. Oh, it goes down. It's more, I think.
Model slash rigger thief. People speculate she is going to throw away her current boyfriend, Red, aka Redacted, to alleviate some negative PR coming her way.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. So she's gonna throw away her boyfriend to get to release some of the negative PR. I feel like I'm lacking context of the situation entirely. I didn't know what escalated this in the first place. Because I can just take his word for it, right? But nonetheless, you reap what you sow, right? Everybody knows that saying, right? Everybody knows that saying. You reap what you sow. And I wonder what she sowed that ended up this being the consequences of her actions. So she's trying to alleviate some negative PR by throwing her boyfriend. It doesn't matter what she does.
But for now,
It doesn't matter whether she throws her boyfriend away or not. It matters what people think at this point. And what I've seen over the internet, yeah, people don't like her. Not one bit. Especially since these detailed documents are coming out too.
believe that is about it. I will wait and see Sinder's response and keep you updated on any news or changes in perspective once we have everyone's side. All in all, this is very messy. And to be honest, I feel horrible for Cottontail, Bao, Shy Lily, Spite, and every other VTuber affected in this scenario. To be honest, I don't really know what Sinder could possibly present to absolve her, yet I will still do my due diligence. I am 31 years old, and I just researched VTuber drama for 2 hours in front of 9,000 people on Twitch.
Oh,
I
nice.
swear to God, I have not one but 2 jobs. But my God, this reeked of unemployment. Thanks for reading. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. Holy allegations. Now, obviously, me personally, this shit is crazy. The fact that she's, like, backstabbing her friends kinda is crazy. I feel bad for Bao, Cottontail, and all of them. I mean, even here, like, Cottontail tweeted out, this...
Kanto. This made my stomach drop to the read. My stomach drop to read. It makes me very sad to have things like this come like this. Sending down Bao so much love. Okay, what is the actual thing? Let's read the actual like document here. What about, can we pay Kirimori for you? We don't have to have a discount on it for the next payment. We'll continue giving you lots of model work. I think for this year right now. But you don't work with Biocon, or that names is blocked out at all again. Models or ooh. I don't think you've ever done anything with Bio or Cotton before. We also have another GS label for you too. Some AFK. The AFK. Wait, she's the one that made the AFK level? I think I've seen that one before. Some people are online just crazy. Let me show you guys the actual thingy majiggy for this. That's crazy. Even after all this, her stuff is still up on the store, right? Probably for legal reasons, but they're not being promoted. If I search up for merch, hoodies and sweatpants. Yeah, her stuff is not being promoted at all on this top row. Nothing. Yeah, that's not good. But yeah, let's go back to the thing I was actually trying to figure out. So, this is the AFK stuff. Ooh, they did end up doing it. So wait, is no way she accepted this offer. It depends how much he's getting paid, though. Lots of model work. So this is a for this year. So for model works, but you don't worry about cotton or the other one, models or art. They black out the name. I can tell. They blacked out the name. So whoever this person is, I need to know. They're being protected for some reason. I don't like that at all. I need to see names. Well, whoever this blank mystery person is, they ask for art every now and then. And also with the AFK. So yeah, so this yeah, so they still and she still ended up doing this. He or she like still ended up doing the AFK thing for Cinder. Yeah. That's crazy.
Drop to read. It makes me very sad to have things come out like this. Sending Nano and Bao so much love. With a screenshot from one of the docs. If you want to read those, go either watch like Tectone's video or like anyone else's video, because I bet y'all there's gonna be multiple videos on this. But it says here, what about we can pay Komori for you and you don't have to discount it from the next payment. And we'll continue giving you lots of model work, I think for this year right now. But you don't work with Bao, Cotton, or Blank at all again.
Guys, guys,
Models or
guys,
art.
guys, 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 you know, I'm you know, I took an English class, right? And based what I'm hearing about Cinder and the way she texts and writes, guys, what are the chances of two people having the same style of writing? What if she doesn't actually have a boyfriend at all? This is just like alt account, right? And she's just using this account for negative press or to pretend, yeah, her manager or someone above her of authority. In reality, it's really just her demanding things through this account. Like, I don't know.
It's just crazy. This is crazy. Y'all saw the allegations. Cheating on significant other, a model, ripper,
Yeah.
thief, gaslighting,
Oh,
manipulating
yeah.
others' workers to get her way. Like, this shit is fucking crazy. Now, what do the people think? Obviously, Contil, upset. Bao, not too fucking happy. Spite, obviously.
Here. Okay, what did she say? My experience with Cinder. Spite. I have not heard of Spite, Cinder, or none of these people. The only person I've heard out of this whole group is probably Shy Lily. Because I remember, she started out really small. I remember, like a few years ago, I believe. I think when I was still in high school, somewhere around there. When I was still in high school. Is you? Yeah, I don't know much. I only know the ones I know, or the ones or a few, and also people I know from like TikTok as well. But like big ones, I'm not too. I don't think I know too much of the actual like big ones. But hold up, I'm even curious. Hello, I'm here to share something that was affecting me personally, hurt others. It's very hard for me, but I feel it's necessary. Please do not send hate to anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say. Oh,
Rightfully pissed. Because, I mean, based on her Google Doc, I mean, look at this shit, bro.
oh, can we go back a little bit? It's going too fast.
Bao, not too fucking happy. Spite, obviously, rightfully pissed. Because, I mean, based on her Google Doc, I mean, look at this.
The one that I've watched and talked poorly about really hurts, especially when they never attempted to interact with me. Oh. Growing up, I focused on myself and my friends. Meanwhile, I had eyes on me the whole time. I did my best to go through and find where I could get appropriate screenshots. It's crazy because I don't know who Cinder was until she debuted her live 2D. I just wanted to exist peacefully as a VTuber and spend my time drama free. I woke up this morning in shock, out and terrified. Finding it hurtful to know that someone could attempt to blacklist me. Ooh. I've when I've never even spoken to them, I hope going forward that no one else has to experience anything like this and gets bring support towards me. Yada 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 yada. NATO Les was brave enough to speak up, and the VTubers who were affected. We support my first model, mama. Yada yada yada. Okay.
Shit, bro. Look at this shit. Sounds great. I'm so happy with it. July 20th, 2022. What do you think of my new outfit? It's September 14th, 2022.
All right, guys. All right. All right. So, all right, guys. So let's look at this real quick. Is it really? Hold on, let me read what they say before I comment on this. I worked on a good, comfy goth girl outfit. I had ripped in my t-shirt, Geishrin 2 weeks after. Sinder debuted a similar outfit. I included the earliest image that I could find of Sinder with this outfit. I received many negative comments about my design from people assuming that I copied her. When I debuted 2 weeks before hers, I got called off-brand Sinder and a bunch of horrible things. Yeah, this is bad, but don't even worry about those people. The people are really misinformed. All right. So this person's obviously a business person, right? And I don't know about y'all, but we're taught in school, especially when designing. I'm also a designer myself. We have to do research on what the client wants before, we actually do it. And usually the client already has an idea or a vision, or sometimes they need a vision or an idea from the designer. But if these guys work in the same company, and you have other VTubers working at your company, right? These people are trained to do research and deeply studies. So the chances are pretty high that she probably watches her streams and peeks in every now and then, or is always like paying attention to not just her, probably, maybe other VTubers too. Because someone like a business mindset in this space is where you get things like this happening. To be honest, like she probably sent you this exact same picture to a different artist and say, "Hey, I want something similar to this, but not exactly like it, but I like the style. Can you make me something for me like this?" And you're something like that. And and then this was born. I mean, the best way I can describe it is like if I wanted to design a logo for like a coffee shop, right? This client came in and they wanted to make a coffee shop for the logo. The most I guess you say the most standard way of handling something like this is researching what other coffee shop logos are, for example. You'll probably research coffees, what does well, what doesn't, what people like, and a bunch of other research. But one of the things you would normally research, is the coffee logos when you're making the logos. And let's look at popular coffee shops real quick. Images. Here's some famous coffee shop logos, for example, right? So, ow, my eyes. Yeah, for example, here are some of the coffee shop logos, right? If you notice, they're like very similar, very bland. Some of them have like icons, like this looks coffee, some of them don't. But you can tell these look very different from a gas station logo, right? Or design. And oftentimes, the way they taught us, we have to do research on what other companies are doing, and then based around that, apply it. And I guess it comes. I don't know if it's different. How would you apply this type of like thinking very well with like VTubing? But as like if I would get commissioned this, I would probably do research about other VTubers too, especially if they're like in the same company. And maybe not copy it directly, but probably get inspired by it. But I can see how the accusations can actually lead up to this.
Straight up the same, just copying. And she's been called the fucking copycat. Like, this shit is bad, bro. This shit is fucking bad. I want to know, what do the people think? What are people saying? I remember playing Phasmophobia with you and hearing Rich Hathaway next to you before you first debuted like 4 years ago.
Oof.
You told me he was your boyfriend. Then before we met for TwitchCon, you switched up and said, just so you know, my manager is coming with me on this trip. As if I didn't know who he was. It's even ickier to read this tweet knowing he is your significant other, and that you're probably going to try and avoid taking responsibility for hurting people who trusted you as friends by nuking the red side of this duo. Jesus Christ. Someone who represents you and your intentions should never be someone
The
like
people
that.
are not
There's
happy.
no amount of I'm sorry or bad judgment you can have in this situation. You need to actually own up and be ready to not be forgiven by lots of people. You did bad things. End of story.
Okay, oh yeah, oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Detective Phil. Aw. Not really so much. It's just because I'm like going a similar career path as some of these artists, right? Um, Entirely different, but more like I think the way I'm studying like more business side of things, I guess you say. And this person, like whoever Cinder is definitely they act like they're from a business background. And you know, it's just the way we are taught in school how to handle and do things, right? And something I forgot to mention is that wait, I forgot it. It was something really good. Man, I lost it. I had I had a comment. Ah, I lost it. Hold on, let me see if I remember. If I go back a little.
Be ready to not be forgiven by lots of people. You did bad things. End of story. Nah, firing your manager is not fixing this. I do hope your longer reaction won't be a summary of, I had no idea about this. But we'll stay away from judgment until that is out. Pushing your blame onto your manager isn't really the move. He no longer represents me as a creator. Bro, the problem is you representing yourself.
That's exactly the problem here. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I remembered exactly what I was what I stopped pausing earlier for. All right. So I don't agree. I don't actually agree that she outright copied the other person's like outfit. I don't. I don't see it as that because you know, from a designer's perspective, like it's like bound to happen. That's why every gas station logo is so similar in style and everything. You know, that's why every like sign is also street sign similar. You know, they could have different colors, different shapes, or something, but you know what they are. They're a sign. They're a street sign. You know what they are. It's a gas station sign. You have to design things for the marketplace, right? If you design outside of that market, for example, your coffee logo looks like a if looks like a hmm looks like a gas station logo. When people walk in, they're expecting they come in with a bucket of gas or something, with their cars parked outside. No, that's not how you design stuff. So I actually disagree with like that she outright copied her outfit. It looks inspired. That's what it looks like.
Not just your manager. And then obviously you got analysts and people saying, we'll always be there to support you no matter what. I can't stand when people pressure others to avoid certain individuals. It took a lot of courage to speak out about this, Nano. I hope you're doing okay. Heart. I'm so sorry you had to I'm so sorry you had to be put in this position. You're one of my favorite artists even before I knew what the internet was.
Oh wow.
I'm honestly just baffled by all of this. I'm so sorry that this was even an energy you had to perceive in your lifetime. Like, obviously, dude, what the actual fuck? I'm sorry. Love you, Nano. Sorry you have to deal with this shit.
So
Obviously,
Nano's the artist, right?
fucking people are not too happy with Cinder right now. And she did say,
Oh, she did
in her
reply?
tweet, I'm sorry, everyone. I will make a larger response when I'm able. So she is going to respond. I'm gonna be honest.
This was a month ago, guys. Guys, this was a month ago. I don't think you were here for the full thing. I'm lost too because I don't know what escalated the situation exactly, like what exactly escalated. And this, like I said, in order for like for example, I think the victim here is like Nano. I think it's an artist. It looks like the victim's an artist that looks an artist, and like other VTubers are being affected by actions of another VTuber that's a CEO of a company, and she like backstabs him, copies her content, or that she's being accused with like a bunch of stuff basically that is very negative, and then she's trying to manipulate her way out of it using, very basic, simple manipulation tactics, what it seems. But I don't like to judge everything from one side because this person is obviously from a business. I can see this person is like, coming from a business background. So, and this is all really normal from that type of background. It's just normal behavior. So, I need to see things from her perspective as well for me to be able to just like judge things out. Like for example, like the outfit stealing. I don't think that's actually a real accusation there, to be honest. Yeah, it looks inspired, but not directly copied it. But like I was saying, this video was posted a month ago. There's no way she has not responded in a month. Oh, hey, Ferno, we're started doing some reaction content. I guess you can say. I just got done with the video. Let me finish up
Not
here.
looking good. Not looking good. I don't think she's gonna be able to save herself. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, he's like talking there at the end there. All right. Yeah, exactly. If someone copied me, as long as they make one change, yeah, you should be good. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even if it's like exactly the same or similar, right? It's all right in my eyes. I mean, look at this. Let's go back to the actual picture, guys. Come on. All right here. So this is the image. Hi, Fernum. Hope you're doing okay. So apparently, okay, where's Sinder? So I wasn't really informed about this situation, like happening at all. I've heard little things a bit. The only thing I haven't seen is like a lot of people commenting and talking about this, and not really talking very negatively about Cinder or Cider Cinder, whatever you pronounce it. It's like an 8-minute video by Aithomia. I probably butchered that name. But yeah, they seem to be very educated. He looks like a voice of the people type of guy. I'm gonna subscribe to him. Why not? Yeah, yeah. They could have collabed and acted like twins or twin sisters. But here's the thing, though. There's no reason to even do that at all, because it turns out this person they didn't really talk or interact with each other at all. Yeah, this does seem a little bit like an overreaction. Yeah, I guess. But this is not, but what's funny? This is just one accusation, right? This is like a small little piece of this whole thing because I still do not fully understand like what started this whole situation, right? But I can understand this piece and I can just say, yeah, no. No, it looks inspired, right? Yeah, you can say, yeah, it looks inspired. If these guys are friends or they just know each other, at all, then it can make sense. They could be in, they watch each other's streams and whatnot, and they copied. He liked they like the outfit or whatever, and they want to, I want something similar, right? But however, though, what did seem suspicious to me is the initial this right here.
For this year right now.
This right here. So this is actually if you read this like whatever this screenshot here is, this what actually seems a bit suspicious. It's not really the words what they're saying, is the handwriting of the words. Again, someone's name's being protected. I don't like that. If you see right here, someone's name's being protected and blanked out. Why does everybody else gets mentioned besides this person? I don't like that. But yeah, you could be right. It could be Silvervale. I'm not too sure. But if that's the case, why is it being crossed out? Somebody's obviously protecting someone, and I don't like that, especially for like situations like this. Everything needs to be represented raw, like no condoms on, nothing. Everything should be raw data. But the fact that somebody, but the fact that somebody, yeah, but the fact that somebody is actually blocking that's actually it's really telling. But let me go back to this. So yeah, this post right here from Sinder, right? I'm sorry, everyone. I'll make a larger response when I'm able. I don't know about you guys. Raw, says Swifty. Yeah, raw. Yeah, but I don't know about you guys, but I actually, I actually, one, I have a good, strong gut feeling that either that boyfriend does not exist or he does, and he doesn't really manage her at all. And he just has that account basically just an alt account pretending to be an authoritative figure, a figure of authority, right? Since I can't speak properly.